Welcome to Dodger Fan Weekly.
I'm Adele.
And I'm Anadel. And we love the Dodgers. People are worried about the bullpen.
They are. The trade deadline passed, and they traded for pitchers and
got a couple of relievers
and a starter, and it's
getting worse instead of better.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about our bullpen a little bit.
That's a good idea.
Why don't we start with that?
Let's harken back to the beginning of the season.
Yes, April.
There was so much hope, and Eric Steffen said, but even with no more additions, look for fewer free passes and more success from the Dodgers bullpen in 2015.
Yes, and that happened. Our ERA was 2-something.
2.25, I think is
in
what
April.
It was.
And now we look to the end of July, it's over 6.
Yeah. So what happened?
I don't know. What happened? We have 7 relievers.
We do, on the active roster. Mm-hmm. And
well, let's look at it.
Let's do. Well, we acquired Johnson. That's Jim Johnson. And when we got him, he had a 2.7 ERA. But since we've had him, he's got a 7.71 ERA. We've got Joel Peralta,
who's getting worse by the minute.
At least on paper, it looks like it, and it has been, the bullpen feels like it's imploding. Even, steady J.P. Howell has struggled, and even Kenley Jansen has been giving up home runs. So people are afraid, and on the tweet, they're talking about our bullpen will be our demise in the playoffs should we make it, that is. And the bullpen strikes again, shocking.
And then there's Howard Cole. He said, I don't like it when you make me defend Don. He makes his mistakes, but no one could win with this pen. It's on the front office. So we can throw blame around.
We can.
But I think we're stuck with what we have. And let's talk about the history of the bullpen.
All right, I'm up for that.
Okay. The history of the bullpen.
The bullpen is actually 2 different things.
Yes, it's the place.
Right.
Where they warm up.
Right. And it's the people that warm up in the place, the pitchers, the relief pitchers.
Right. Well, how did they figure all this out?
The origin of the word bullpen is debated. Nobody really knows exactly where it came from. But the earliest known usage of the term bullpen relating to the place was in a New York Times article in 1883.
Okay, that's a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. And then the earliest known usage for the players was also in the New York Times, but that wasn't until 1912.
In the early days of baseball, they didn't even substitute people. I mean, unless you were sick or injured, you had to play the game.
Right, and a pitcher that was having a problem would just switch positions with another player on the field.
Right, the first time that happened, the first relief appearance was in 1876, the Boston Red Caps.
Before they were the Stockings.
Yes, the Red Caps. Outfielder Jack Manning switched positions with pitcher Joe Borden. That's Donnie's kind of baseball, isn't it?
It is. In 1889, the rules changed to have substitutions as part of the game, and that's when relief pitchers became more common and substitutions became more common. And the early relief pitchers were normally the starting pitchers that would pitch a few innings between starts.
Oh, and that makes sense.
Yeah, and they would use their ace as the closer.
Wow, interesting. Can you imagine Kershaw closing?
I can, actually.
I think it would be great.
I do too.
So, it wasn't until after World War II that full-time relievers became standard. Mm-hmm. And that's when specialty pitching came in.
Right, in the 50s, relief pitchers wanted to distinguish themselves from starting pitchers, and so they developed things like the knuckleball.
Or the forkball.
Right.
And then in 1969, when the pitcher's mound was lowered, umpires were encouraged to call fewer strikes. So relief specialists were used to counter the increase in offense.
Okay.
So what that means is since 1969, we've had these specialty pitchers.
And so now we've got pitchers that come in for one hitter, or we've got middle relievers, and we've got
long relievers.
Right. And closers. And
so,
setup guys.
Right.
All that history is well and good, but what does that mean for us right now?
Right now, we got these 7 guys, and in the last 7 games, this is their ERA.
Johnson, 7.71. Avilan, 3.18. Peralta, 10.8. Nicasio, 2.5. Howell, 4.76. Baez, 2.16. Jansen, 4.76.
What does that mean? Can we win the World Series with that? Can it change?
Is it permanent? Are they going to continue to have high ERAs?
Can the Dodgers win with this bullpen?
Will Kenley Jansen come back to true form?
Can the bullpen come through and save us from the Giants?
Is all hope lost?
Don't go away.
Don't touch that dial.
Tune in next week.
Same Dodger Fan Weekly time.
Same Dodger Fan Weekly channel.
I'm Adele.
I'm Anadel. See you next week. We'd like to pay tribute to a fan we lost recently.
Yes, lifelong Dodgers fan and Dodger Fan Weekly supporter Dorothy Thompson allowed us to showcase her cat Emma as Dodgers mascot. Emma made us laugh, she rooted for the team, she took us through the past couple of seasons on Twitter.
Emma the mascot represented all of the feelings Dodgers fans have experienced. She recently passed away and we wanted to pay tribute. Thanks, Emma.
Meow.